Hello, hello. Welcome once again to another edition of Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Lewis Bright Raven, 30-year veteran writer, illustrator, editor, and publisher of comics, science fiction, fantasy, horror, and role-playing games. And today's question comes from multiple sources, basically. Horror and role-playing games. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting that my feedback on the next page is over there. Anyway, let me get that question up here for us real quick. Again, the question was, what do you think about the cancellation of the Batgirl movie and other choices that have been made recently by the management at Time Warner Discovery? For those who don't know, this has been kind of a hot topic of recent weeks. There was a Batgirl film starring Latina actress Leslie Grace that was budgeted at $90 million. It was near completion. That has been shelved by David Zaslav, the new executive head of Warner Discovery, along with many other projects for the DC live action film and television division. A lot of people are upset about this. They think it's due to racism. It doesn't help that the directors of the film are of, I believe, Arabic descent. It just generally seems to speak very poorly on the surface. Another key point that people are trying to make up is that they're running the Flash with Ezra Miller still, despite all the problems that Ezra Miller has caused in his personal life. And they're still going with Black Adam, of course, with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, even though the early private film pre-showings that they do to test the audience base, both Batgirl and Black Adam had about the same response. So they're thinking, well, you're going to shelve a $90 million film, but you're not going to shelve this other film over here. It's basically the same quality of work. Well, let's address that first. The first problem that you have to keep in mind is that Black Adam has a budget of $200 million versus $90 million for Batgirl. So it's a lot easier to shelve a $90 million than a $200 million film. The other thing is, whether you like it or not, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has an audience base that's going to pull in the audience enough to recover that fund, that investment that they've included here. Now, I didn't even know who Leslie Grace was. I had to go look her up on the internet to find out who she even was. I don't think that she has enough of a fan base that if they released it, whether it was on television, film, or theatrical release, I don't think she has enough of a fan base to be that kind of a draw to audiences to guarantee the return on the money. And I think that's where David Zaslav is partially thinking when he did this. Now, to say that there is or is not involvement of possible racism or sexism going on here, there almost certainly is, unfortunately. And it's not just in terms of the Batgirl script or the Batgirl movie. It's about all the choices that have been made. There's been several films and TV shows from DCU that have had black showrunners or non-white showrunners and cast that have been either put on the back burner or been canceled completely under Zaslav. And that kind of tracks with who he is historically and what he has done in the entertainment business in the past. So that is not a person crying wolf, so to speak. There is some legitimacy to that concern. Exactly where it's going to go moving forward, who's to say? But I don't know for sure, because they're like canceling not just the stuff that's oriented to that. They're canceling other things that aren't necessarily run by the non-white contingent as well. There's rumor of talk that almost everything that was on HBO Max is going to go between now and 2024. That's a pretty scary thing to think about, because that basically wipes out everything, live action and film, to start over with what they're calling a new 10-year plan. Well, they had a 10-year plan before, but who knows what they're going to do. Personally, I don't have a problem with them shelving Batgirl. What I know of the script, which is very little, but I've seen a little bit of leak, I wasn't that impressed by it. Again, Leslie Grace, nothing against the woman. I'm not familiar enough with her body of work as an actress to really say yay or nay on that. I just don't see where she necessarily is going to hold a movie of that stature necessarily. I know a lot of fans are upset because Michael Keaton was going to star in a cameo role or whatever as Batman, and now he won't ever be in the bat suit again, most likely. And I'm thinking, Michael Keaton's 70 years old. Do I really need to see a 70-year-old man in a bat suit on a movie? I hate to say this, but in my mind, I'm picturing the scene from the Batman 1989 movie where Batman grabs the criminal, and he says, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm Batman." I'm thinking he grabs Batgirl, "I'm the goddamn Batman." Meaning the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns era, because that era of Batman is old, So that's all I can think in my head, and that just doesn't. I know that's silly, but no, I'm not really concerned. I mean, it's not like Michael Keaton doesn't have his legacy. It's not like Michael Keaton is hurting for money or for work. In fact, I don't think, the $90 million that's spent, all these actors are going to get their money. So, yes, it's a shame that books get shelved and comic and films get shelved. I've been a victim of that myself on multiple occasions. I'm not going to go into that. But so I do feel sympathy for them, because it's a lot of hard work and it's a lot of time that you could have been doing something else that would actually get seen. So I understand the frustrations and I sympathize. But at least they got paid, so I'm not quite as up in arms over the situation as some of the fandom is. Now, do they think it was because she was Latina? It's possible, but like I said, I think it's more that she just doesn't have the marquee value as an actress. I think is the main thing comparative to like the Rock situation. I do think it is kind of weird that they're doing it as a tax write-off, but then again, looking at Laszlov's experience and his history of what he does, this seems to be in sync with what he chooses to do when he takes over companies like this. So I kind of have to shrug my shoulders and say, what were you expecting, folks? And that's pretty much all I have to say about it, unfortunately, because, there's not much else to say. I do hope that at some point maybe they release it, if they're not going to, maybe redo it with somebody else or something. I don't know, but we'll see. So that's all for now on that. In the meantime, folks, if you have a question for me, hold on a second. There we go. If you have questions for me, email me at quothetheravenlbr72@gmail.com. And Pop Culture comes in at the tail end saying he's late. Yes, you are. That's okay. You'll catch it on the replay real quick. Here, we're going down. But in the meantime, if you want to reach out to me on social media, or you like this video and you think others might like this video, Whoops, this just did something I wasn't supposed to do. I think most sane people are glad the Batgirl movie was canceled. Again, I don't know about being sane or not sane. I mean, if it had been made, I'm sure it would have gotten some of the money back, if nothing else. But again, I don't want to dismiss the actress who played the role, because she is not a relatively known actress. She's a combination of an actress and a musician, and she's actually better known for her work as a musician. She's a 3-time Grammy Award winner singer. So, I mean, if this was a musical number, I would say, yeah, why are you canceling it? But I don't think it's that. So, but yeah, I don't want to dismiss the actress out of turn, because I don't think that's fair. Yeah, from what I've seen of the story, the leaks of the story, I'm not sure anybody would have really loved it. I think it would have been better than Halle Berry's Catwoman, but that's not saying much. But anyway, if you liked this video, or you think others might, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to continue to get content from my channel. As always, I thank you for watching and for your support. Everybody's coming in a little bit late today at the end. Pop Culture says, I didn't even know there was a guy. There you go. It's been in production for over a year. It's almost actually ready to be released. It was in post-production when it was canceled. And Sin Killer says hello to everyone as well. Hello, Sin Killer. North Free asks, do you think these canceled movies are leading to a new or better path? I don't know yet. I don't know what Laszlo, rather, really plans to do. There's rumors that they're going to try and restore the Snyderverse, which to me is not a good idea. Of course, they're not really doing anything. They still got the Flash with Ezra Miller, which is really looking bad on them because of Ezra Miller's personal issues. Personally, I would cancel the Flash or reshoot it with Justin Grant in Ezra's role. Personally, that's what I would do. But I don't know how much money has been dumped into that movie yet. I don't know. I'm not privy to the information to make that decision. But that's what I would do if I was in that role. But as far as where they're going to go, I think it's just going to depend on what happens with whether or not Warner Discovery is going to incorporate the DC stuff in. Because HBO Max is going away, most likely, and all the DC stuff that was through HBO Max, whether it's the animated or the live action, as the stuff merges. And I think that's part of why they're downsizing everything and cutting back on everything, is because they're doing that. Because HBO Max did not make them the kind of money that they were thinking it was going to. They thought it was going to be bigger than Netflix, and it wasn't. So that's part of the decision-making process here. But yeah, it's just a matter of, is Laszlo going to be looking to restore the Snyderverse or go in a different direction yet? And we haven't really. There's rumors it's going to restore the Snyderverse. There's rumors it isn't. So until we see something that really moves that forward enough to tell, you're just tea leaf. I'm not one of those type of guys that predict like that as a rule. Yeah, send me the link to your book, Sin Killer. Email me that so I can check that out. Yeah, that's it. Why hasn't he been? I don't know. Um, the guy needs some serious help, unfortunately. Hope he gets it. Um, and I shouldn't say they. I should say he. He's a they. I apologize. They should get help, and I hope that they get it. I'm going to get used to those pronouns some of these days. I'm a little bit out of that for that. Sin Killer goes, I'm not into superhero movies anymore. Boring for me. Blade and the Crow. Yeah, Marvel movie should have ended with Endgame. I don't know. I hate the word woke. I really do. I don't buy into that nonsense. It's a generational thing more than a political ideology thing. I'm not a fan of the more modern stuff myself, but I don't think they suck per se. It's not something I go pay and see as a rule. People pay me to go see them. So it's kind of a situation where, while I'm getting paid, I might as well, but if I don't get paid, I don't normally watch them. Give me B movies from the 80s and I'm happy. Yeah, I hear you there. The Crow hasn't been forgotten. In fact, they're going to remake it again, and I don't know. Let's hope that doesn't get too shot up from that. But I forget who's doing it, but there's going to be a Crow remake coming up here in the next year or two, I think. But yeah, that, if you think about it, the Crow was kind of expanded a little bit too far when they got into the TV series and other things as well. So yeah, it's like anything else. Characters and stories and films can get overexposed and lose. Yep, they're gonna remake The Crow. Let me look that up real quick here. It might have been canceled. I don't know, but let's see. It might have just been the fan film. I know there's a fan film that came out. It's an hour and a half by Matt. I can't pronounce his last name. It's Zackel, I think. Yeah, I'll say Zackel. And it's something else to see. It's written and directed by Matt Zackel and Justin Main. Co-wrote. Actually, Justin Main wrote the original story for this, so it's going to be real interesting to see where this is. And I don't know. I don't know if it was canceled and not released. Let me check real. Yeah. Actually, it's going to be released. It was released on the internet in July. And the alternative title in the USA is The Crow Unborn. So it does exist. Okay, that's fine. Momoa was supposed to be okay. There was a Jason Momoa Crow, and that was canceled as well. Yes. Well, you can say that about all the pop culture material. I mean, comics are remakes and spin-offs of the same old stuff. And that's why a lot of people don't like the so-called woke generation, because that's what it is. It's redone. It's remakes. It's recycled content. It's not original for the most part. And then the ones that are original tend to get lost in the shuffle amidst all the junk. So I think that was a, so there's that. But it's the same thing with movies. Yeah, but yeah, people don't want to pay people for new content, and that's one of the big pet peeves there. Well, the guy can always lose weight, but the thing is, he's got all the tattoos and all the other things that's going on as well, I think. So, yeah, so there you go. Anyway, I got to get going, guys, because I got to take care of some business. So, if you appreciate you stopping by, catch the full discussion on the replay. Again, if you liked this video, or think others might, hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to continue to get content from my channel. As always, thank you for watching and for your support. To reach me on social media, Facebook, Lewis.Brightraven, at Twitter, at LewisBrightRave2. You see some of my artwork on deviantart.com/Brightraven. You've been watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Brightraven, exclusively on YouTube. Email me at quotheravenlbr72@gmail.com. And if you don't hear back from me on that email, try lewisbrightraven@yahoo.com. We'll be back tomorrow. I don't know exactly what time, but our topic of discussion will be, are the mid-card publishers and comics all dying off? This is in relation to what's been going on with Oni Press and Valiant Comics and other companies as of late. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Sin Killer asked me if I'll talk about Arrow Comics someday. Talk to me privately about that, okay? Alrighty. We'll see you next time. Have a good day, everyone.